updated. There was always just a scattered bulletin thrown up on her website. There was nothing ever updated in the way of a layout or a feel for a website. It was only until she released one of her more recent albums that they realized that they had to redesign her entire website to go along with the promotion of this new album that Miley released and this new image she was trying to convey for herself, and they finally updated it to give it a new feel. There are a lot of websites that really frustrate me in the way that how they're updated and how they're never really giving us enough information about what's going on with some of our favorite celebrities, actors, singers, talking about all genres of entertainment. So I really wish more websites were updated as much as Bridgit Mendler's website is. You can Google it, and I'll also include a link to Bridgit Mendler's official website and her Facebook and Twitter for you, which we have currently joined and are following for you on our social media pages, facebook.com/HEW Entertainment, twitter.com @Bridgit Mendler, where there are thousands of tweets and followers. She has a lot of followers and a tremendous fan base accumulated for herself when it comes to social media. She's not one of the top 10 most followed teen idols in the world right now on Twitter, and she isn't always trending in the way of something to talk about on Facebook and Twitter, but she's being talked about enough that she is receiving attention, and she's receiving the most attention now for some of her singles that she's released. Now, if you haven't heard the single Hurricane and you haven't seen the music video, you can see it in our tweet archives on Twitter, and you can view it both on Vivo and YouTube. The video has received millions of hits. It's one of the most watched videos from a teen idol. When it comes to videos on Vivo, One Direction are holding the most views right now on Vivo. One of the more recent music videos released. The song is called The Best Song Ever. You can see it at the bottom of our radio form as well. You can see it in our tweet archives. Jonathan Clarke. One Direction are really hot right now ever since coming over from the X Factor. I mean, they've released so many top chart singles like What Makes You Beautiful, One Thing, Little Things, Kiss You. There are so many great ones from One Direction. Live While We're Young, and this one joins the collection of songs. One Direction always seems to come out with something really catchy, and I wish people like Bridgit Mendler and Selena Gomez were always doing the same kind of thing like One Direction are doing right now ever since coming over from the X Factor. But Bridgit Mendler has a tremendous amount of popularity. She has thousands, millions of followers on Twitter and just as many on Facebook at Bridgit Mendler. She was one of the first celebrities that I actually started following when I recently redesigned our Facebook page months ago, probably over a year or so ago, when I redesigned our entire Facebook feel. She was one of the first celebrities that I actually liked in terms of a conversation, and she had one of the most colorful Facebook pages, and she was always someone where you would see a comment scatterly popping up from me over a photo she might have posted, a video she might have posted, a comment she might have posted in her Facebook status, and I've always been tweeting Bridgit Mendler ever since I could remember, and I'm going to continue to do so because right now she's got to be one of the most interesting celebrities. I never thought in 2012, 2013 we'd be talking about chart-topping singles coming from the likes of Bridgit Mendler. When I first saw her show Good Luck Charlie, I said this show has what you would call potential, and it has the potential to go far with a show that's been produced and distributed most recently on Disney Channel. I mean, Disney Channel has a lot of creative shows like Dog with a Blog, and there's also Gravity Falls on the animated side, on the other side of the coin for Disney Channel. And even though those shows have a lot of probability, I mean, Good Luck Charlie's been there seemingly forever. They were there with Wizards of Waverly Place. They were there in the final few months of Hannah Montana. They were there before Sweet Life on Deck finished in their final season, and the entire Sweet Life of Zack and Cody series saw its final days. They were there seemingly before all these newer Disney shows, before Shake It Up. I mean, they were one of the first Disney shows to kind of work with Shake It Up in its first and second season. So to say that Good Luck Charlie is a show of novelty, yes, it still has a long way to go, but they've produced enough shows that they have gotten the attention they have strived for ever since premiering on Disney Channel. I remember seeing the first few episodes of that show and saying to myself, this show has a lot of potential. Now, that doesn't mean that that show still doesn't have a long way to go, because it does. Both Bridgit Mendler's singing career and career as an actress still has a long way to go. It's going to be a while before we see her in theatrical releases, but if Selena Gomez can get there, if Victoria Justice can get there in theatrical releases as quickly as she's gotten in 2012 with Fun Size and some up-and-coming releases near the end of 2013 from Nickelodeon Movies, which she's still under contract with both Nickelodeon and Nickelodeon Films are doing a tremendous job with Victoria Justice. If they can get there, Bridgit Mendler can, but it's going to take time. If Selena Gomez can produce her own Disney Channel specials like Alex vs. Alex for the Wizards of Waverly Place series, and have her own direction and her own sense of what direction she wants to take her own show in, which she starred in for years as the main actress and focal focal point. Bridgit Mendler can do the same kind of thing, and Good Luck Charlie is signs of prominent things to come for Bridgit Mendler. And as I said, if you haven't seen this music video, it is great. She starts off sitting on her bed contemplating her life, and then she goes from that to having so much fun with the supporting actors and actresses who are a part of this music video, used as extras and supporting actors and actresses. The lyrics of the song Hurricane are what I find really, really catchy. Play this show back if you haven't already heard this single to get a glimpse of what Hurricane details. Both the lyrics and the image the song conveys is a very powerful one, and it's a very different perception coming from Bridgit Mendler. I've been meaning to talk about this song for a while, but there's been so much going on in the world of entertainment. You can get a glimpse of everything we've discussed for you over the past couple of weeks on our Facebook wall at facebook.com/HW Entertainment, and on Twitter at Jonathan Clarke1. Also, you can subscribe to us on YouTube if you like this video, youtube.com/JonathanClarke22, just to give you an idea of how much there's been in the way of discussion in entertainment. If it hasn't been something going on with Justin Timberlake, it's been something going on with Amanda Bynes. If it hasn't been something going on with Amanda Bynes, it's been the birth of the latest royal family member. If it hasn't been that, it's been Miley Cyrus being affiliated with a lot of controversy. It's been Selena Gomez. It's been Justin Bieber and all of his negative publicity he's been receiving. There's always something to talk about, especially when it comes to the entertainment side of the coin, and even more so when it comes to professional wrestling. So I do apologize to the Bridgit Mendler fans out there for not giving Bridgit Mendler enough attention, probably more than I should have been giving her. And of course, I do apologize for not talking about the single Hurricane sooner. Now, I did show you guys the music video as a recent featured video at the bottom of our radio form, and I also tweeted it for you amongst our tweet archives a while ago, and I also included it as cheap shots from Jonathan Clarke as one of our most recent video blog distributions. So in conjunction with that, I will feature this video for you, and we invite you to tell us what you think of the single. Earlier on in the show, you saw the information scrolling across the screen on how you can get in on the conversation. You can do so by joining us on Facebook at facebook.com/HW Entertainment. You may notice that there's always a Facebook advertisement popping up at the start of every show. Either that, a Twitter or YouTube advertisement will pop up for you with information on how to either get in on the conversation on our Facebook page, how to follow us on Twitter, and how to subscribe and watch us on YouTube. So make sure you do. You can also tweet us on Twitter with your opinion, and also throw us up a creative hashtag with your opinion on the single Hurricane, Bridgit Mendler's second major syndicated radio release, Jonathan Clarke1, where you can also see the music video and hear the song in a YouTube video. You can also watch us on YouTube and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like this video, youtube.com/JonathanClarke22. Now, I have to put over the iTunes releases as of late. Victoria Justice's latest single, Gold, was recently released, and the music video can also be seen on Vivo and amongst our tweet archives. And this single from Bridgit Mendler, called Hurricane, is also available on iTunes, as every Bridgit Mendler major radio single release has been available on iTunes for a while. You can download it off iTunes. I do recommend that you do it, because the best quality song for Hurricane will be heard on iTunes. You can download it for a few dollars, and if you actually pick up an iTunes card at a local Walmart or wherever iTunes cards are sold in your area, this is a song that's worth a couple of iTunes points off your iTunes card. So I do want to put over the iTunes release of the single Hurricane from Bridgit Mendler, and I know that some Bridgit Mendler fans have to have clicked on this video on youtube.com/JonathanClarke22. So if you're listening to the YouTube edition of the show rather than the audio archives version found in the radio form off our official website, which we invite you to join the conversation of, let us know what you think of it by leaving us a few comments at the bottom of this YouTube video. That's how you can get that out of the way and let us know what's on your mind in the way of an opinion when it comes to things like Bridgit Mendler. She's always been in the focal point of entertainment, as more especially ever since the release of a few syndicated radio releases that she's had over the past couple of months. As I mentioned here earlier on in the show, just to give you an idea of how diligent she is, her single Ready or Not premiered in the top 10. It took her 2 months to get to the #1 position. She got there with that single, but I don't see her getting there with the single Hurricane. I would love to say that this single has the potential of being a #1 song. It does, on a deficit of probably 25% out of 100, but there are 3 other quarters of that 100% that are going to contribute to other singles jumping ahead of Bridgit Mendler. As I mentioned, you have singles from the likes of Eric Church, you have singles from the likes of Macklemore, you have singles from the likes of Maroon 5, that new one from Maroon 5, which is coming up near the end of the show, called Love Somebody, is coming up. That is a really catchy song from Maroon 5. It's probably better than the songs Payphone and Daylight they have released. I love both the single and the music video for that one. That is coming up near the end of the show. There's so much competition out there for Bridgit Mendler to compete with. To say this single is going to go to number one like Ready or Not previously has done would be a statement of ludicrousness, because there is just so much competition. But not to say that Bridgit Mendler will not see the same amount of success that she's seen with singles like Ready or Not. There you see the graphic for the latest album release from Bridgit Mendler. You can also join her conversation on Facebook and Twitter and check out her official website. A link to her official website, Facebook, and Twitter accounts can be seen at the bottom of this YouTube video in its description. And we invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, the newly redesigned and redistributed YouTube channel of HGW Entertainment. Tell us what you think of the song and let us know if you want us to continue playing it. Maroon 5 and Love Somebody is coming at you after the break. I'm Jonathan Clarke, and I will see you next week.
When something takes place in the world of professional wrestling, you know where to go. WrestleZone.com. WrestleZone.com. Covering all the latest breaking news daily. Interactive forums where you can chat with thousands of other wrestling fans. Exclusive editorials and audio features by some of today's top wrestling superstars. Exclusive video content, weekly polls, live play-by-play coverage of every WWE and TNA pay-per-view. And now, featuring WrestleZone Radio, live with news, in-depth discussions, debates, and interviews with wrestling's top stars, past and present. When you think wrestling, think WrestleZone. WrestleZone.com.
He considers himself God's gift to wrestling, and millions of his faithful agree. With nearly 4 hours of footage and exclusive commentary and matches, this DVD chronicles Daniel's rise from Chicago's Windy City Wrestling to the Asylum in Nashville, and finally to the top of TNA. TNA Home Video presents Heaven Sent, Hell Bound, the best of Christopher Daniels. Available at most retailers and TNAWrestling.com.
Hey, you right there, the one listening to this show. While you're tuning into this broadcast, or when you read the news on WrestleZone.com, are you forming opinions of it all? Or do you just agree with everything you see and hear? If you actually have some sort of afterthought, which, by the way, is normal, we want to know what it is. There are thousands of wrestling fans just like you that simply can't hold their thoughts in either.